Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It's time to speak about more things that you can attend and also support. This is the Summer of Tennis, taking place from the 12th of July to the 31st of August, right here in Sweet T&T. Joining us in studio is Hayden Mitchell, President of the Tennis Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and Kale Dalla Costa, one of the tennis athletes who has been selected for the TTO's Davis Cup. Good morning, Kale. Good morning and welcome. How are you doing today?
Fine. Good morning and thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have both of you on the show this morning. Very exciting and very important stuff as well. Tell us a little bit, Hayden, about the Summer of Tennis.
Right. Well, I mean, we have been positioned in Trinidad as a hub for tennis, right? You know, we have a lovely facility up at the Racket Center. It's a state-of-the-art facility. So what we've been doing is positioning and making sure we have events that really showcase the center. So one of the things we're having is called the Summer of Tennis, right? We want to have marquee events at different parts during the year. We had one in April, right? We call it the Easter Bowl. We are now having the Summer of Tennis, which will host 7 international events at the center over the next 2 months.
And this is quite fascinating when you say these international events, because I know you're welcoming the world to our racket center. And we've mentioned the Davis Cup, which, Kale, we definitely have to chat with you about in a few moments as well. But there's also some under-18s, there's cups for Billie Jean for the young ladies as well, or the ladies rather, I should say. What is this lineup looking like? Okay,
so starting from next weekend, all right, we're going to have the SR4 under-12. So this is a regional under-12 event. We're going to have all the countries from the Caribbean coming to Trinidad and Tobago, and you can actually represent your country at an early age in tennis. You know, so we have kids that are 11, 12 years old representing Trinidad and Tobago.
Wonderful.
Right after that, we're going to have the Davis Cup. Now, the Davis Cup is like the World Cup of tennis. This is the 3rd time that we are hosting it, 3 consecutive years. So ITF clearly thinks that we are doing a good job. And we have a very good lineup. You know, we have a very young team, which we are quite excited about. Right after that, we move into the Billie Jean King Cup, which is the female version to this World Cup of tennis. And again, we are hosting it. This will be the first time we're hosting it. And we're again excited about that. We have a young team again of young ladies, and, you know, they're coming along quite nicely. Going right after that now, we have COTEC. Which is an under-14 and it's an under-12. And COTEC is the governing body for ITF for the region. This is Central America and the Caribbean. And so we'll also be hosting COTEC under-14 and under-12 events in Trinidad the week after that. Then we don't get a break, right? we go straight into the week after that into 2 ITF back-to-back under-18 tournaments, right? It's called the Summer Bowl. And of course, this is where we have a lot of international athletes coming down. We estimate that we'll have a couple hundred people coming into Trinidad for the next 2 months.
This is excellent. Now, you said that you don't get a break, so it's time to bring Kale into the conversation. Good morning again, Kale.
Good morning.
And welcome. Tell me, do you get a break with all this training? Because I'm assuming you've been training a lot.
No, not really, no. Even before Davis Cup, we had trials, and then straight after that, it was straight into training for it.
Yeah.
And even before that as well, there's 2 months before training for that. There isn't really that much of a break. Especially tennis doesn't really have an off-season.
So this is the thing. So how long have you been playing tennis?
10 years now.
And you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Have you been actively working towards qualifying for the Davis Cup and other sporting events?
Of course, especially like the last 3 years since we started hosting it. And last year I had trials and I was close to making it. And so this year I really wanted to make it.
Yeah. So, well, congratulations to you and some of your teammates as well on the selection. I know that it is just the beginning because there's so much more to come, but you enjoy playing in tennis and even with no break.
Yeah.
You drill them hard.
Well, you know, I mean, if you look at the international game, really, there's no break, right? So you really have to kind of manage yourself and see what are the items that you want to do.
It's interesting you said manage. So, well, you're in school. So how do you manage? I mean, I know now that we're in, of course, our vacation period, but outside of that, there is no break. So how do you manage tennis training and going to school? And I'm sure you have other extracurricular activities as well.
So like sometimes I have to miss school, like if I'm traveling and so it's just like a rush to try to catch back up. And then the last 2 weeks we had trials and our senior nationals. And that was the same 2 weeks of exams. And so it was just try to squeeze in a study whenever you can. And then try not to have it overlap too much so you're not affecting the matches.
Right.
And so that was just kind of really hectic, but we got through it.
Oh, that good. I mean, definitely. It sounds like as well, I mean, one thing that sounds affected there is sleep as well, which is so important. So, I mean, when you said I miss school, my heart went whoop. But it shows a dedication to the sports as well. And it's great that this is being hosted in Trinidad and Tobago. So we continue to raise awareness that we need for something like tennis. So what about attending these matches? Are they open to the public?
Yes, it's free to the public. And, you know, during this time when, you know, call it the August vacation, parents may not know what to do with kids. Just know that at the National Racket Center for the next 6 weeks to 2 months, there's going to be tennis, and it's free of charge. You can come, they have a cafeteria, they have, I mean, it's a lovely facility. Take some time and bring the kids out. This is what we want to see. We want to excite the public about the sport. We want to excite the public about all these facilities that the government has provided for our nationals and get them into the sport.
Now, you see, clearly, as you would have mentioned there with these facilities, these obviously we're looking at top-tier facilities when we see international events being hosted here. And you mentioned this is not the first time. What would you say is in the future for the Tennis Association of Trinidad and Tobago and the sport as a whole?
Right. So, again, we're positioning Trinidad as a hub for tennis in the region. There's a lot of development work that has to happen at the grassroots level. So, you know, the facility is going to be a major part in that because we have to develop our grassroots and bring it through. But again, now we want to be able to have those people who are in the grassroots who are coming to our national programs, seeing the level of tennis that there is. So that's why we have to host these events to get them excited to see what happens. Our aim really is to host what you call futures, right? And that is on the ATP tour. So like when you turn on the TV, you'll see whether it is Medvedev or whoever it is playing. Our aim is to start to host those high-level events. Then to have it broadcast and to make sure that Trinidad and Tobago is put on the map as a hosting event.
Excellent. And as you mentioned, being broadcasted, of course, we're going to be sharing it right here at the TTT Limited Media Network. So you do not want to miss that. So we heard what's in the future for the association and for tennis. Now, Kale, we need to hear what is your intention for the future?
So
that sounds like it's a broad question.
I'm not really 100% sure right now. I'm not really sure because I have one more year of CXC maybe. Or I might go away, but if I do CXC, definitely university after. But then if I do go away, it just gets really complicated. So I'm not really 100% sure right now. Just kind of going with whatever happens.
Go with whatever happens. That's a great way to go. Of course, you go wherever you need to. But what about tennis? Is this something you think you're going to pursue continuously?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And we wish you and your team all the best as well. I know you have a jam-packed summer ahead of you.
Yes.
But hats off to the entire team, and we're going to be able to support. And you can support by watching it right here at the TTT Limited Media Network. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for hosting us.
Yes, of course. And hoping you can be back soon so we can talk a bit more about what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago for tennis.
Thanks a lot.
You don't want to miss what's coming up after this short break. Stay tuned. This is the Now Morning Show.